Well, if you blinked, you might have missed it because the reign of Jafar reveal season is over. In today's video, we're looking at the last cards from the set. If you missed any of the other card reviews, check out the playlist. You can see every single card from the set reviewed by myself. But this reveal season is very short, too short in my opinion. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring the video. But I just want to talk about that a little bit more. It's 2.5 weeks until the set comes out, and we've already got every single card from the set. This happened with the last set as well. I would imagine the reasoning for this is that Ravensburger are worried that things will get leaked, right? Like if local game stores are getting sent the product soon, someone at a store somewhere in the world could start cracking packs, taking pictures, distribute them online. It would be surprising if that didn't happen, right? So I can understand them wanting to be early, but 2.5 weeks for me is excessive. I am concerned that this 2.5 week buffer is meaning that things will be solved sooner than they should be, really, because people can print off proxies and all that sort of thing and start playtesting now, which for someone like me and for most of my viewers, probably 99% of viewers, that is not... You might think that's not an issue because, okay, you're just going to wait until the set comes out. Like me, I want to wait until the set comes out to start enjoying and having fun. But it actually is a bit of an issue because the very top players are going to start playtesting now, particularly those players that will be competing at the World Championships this year. There's high stakes involved. So, of course, they're going to start practicing now. And what that means, if they start practicing, then people find out what decks they're playing, everything just gets solved quicker. And a huge part of the fun of card games is that when new cards come out, everyone, in my opinion, should get their hands on them at the same time. And obviously people are getting their hands on the cards at the same time, but it's that little period between when the cards are released and when the cards are revealed should be as small as possible. And it's huge at the moment. 2.5 weeks is a humongous amount of time. And I personally believe it should be shrunk. I think it's too long. I said this about the last set. I feel this now. Let me know what you think. It's cool, but the reveal season is like 8 days. I feel like it could easily be like 16 days. I feel like this reveal season could be doubled in size, and it would still feel like we get a lot of reveals each day. Like at the moment, it's been actually too much to keep up with, and that's even for me, and I do this for my job, right? It's been an absolute whirlwind, and maybe that's what they want. Listen, I'm not an expert, but my personal opinion is that it's too quick and that it's particularly too early to have all the cards revealed. But there we go. There's just my opinion. Namaari, the single-minded rival. It's a 5-cost inkable. It's a 0/5. It quests for 2. When you play this character at the start of your turn, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. And this character gets +1 strength for each card in your discard. It's an interesting card. It's obviously got the potential of having huge power. She's reaching for the Hexwell crown, but I don't think she's going to succeed. But maybe she will. Maybe Namaari will succeed and grab the Hexwell crown, and she's the next big bad of Lorcana. I don't think so, though. Namaari, I'm sorry, you're a cool character, but you haven't quite got that Ursula or Jafar energy. Maybe in set 72, Namaari, you might have your moment, but for now, it's a no from me. But in terms of the card, is it good? It's a princess, which is pretty cool. Princess villain, there's not too many of them, I would wager. The fact is that what's nice about this is it's when you play it and at the start of your turn it rinses and repeats. A pretty powerful ability. It could be good with Chernabog, for example. Like if you wanted to do like a Mufasa deck, for example. But it's every card in your discard. It doesn't have to be limited. I don't know. It's got synergy with something like Maximus and Flynn Rider. The Maximus in Ruby, like the 6-cost. And in Ruby Steel, where you don't have an abundance of card draw, it could be nice. The other thing is we looked at a card, its name I can't remember, but it's a 3-cost uninkable action yesterday in Steel, which has a similar effect to Doc. It's the one that basically when you play it, you draw up to 3 cards, something along those lines. And Doc and that card in the same deck is a little bit clunky, and Namaari gives you a nice way of dealing with that. So I think she's got potential. I think she's a good card. I'm not sure that she's spectacular, but maybe she could be. Ruby Steel, decks which struggle for card draw, seems to be the best bet for Namaari. I think it's Namaari. I don't know. We're moving on. Rhino, the Power Hamster. It's a 4-cost inkable, and all the Rhino cards so far have been pretty bad, but this one's a super rare, so it has to be good. That's how it works, right? It's a questing for 2, and it's got a 4/3 stat line, shift 2. I believe there's a 1-cost Rhino that's not very good in the latest set, but it's been a whirlwind, so I could be wrong. While this character has no damage, he gains resist 2. I mean, it's probably the best Rhino card, but that's not exactly saying much, to be completely honest with you. I don't think it's great. It's not bad. It is not bad. Like, if you were going to shift this in, you would feel pretty good about it. But the thing is like, why do you care about shifting this? There's not a big song like A Whole New World to sing that costs 4. So shifting it just doesn't feel great. You get to shift it and you have a very powerful card down on the board early, but it's only questing for 2. It's a definitely not a bad card by any stretch. In sealed, I think it could be good. It's just going to be short of the mark in a constructed deck, particularly because it's only an amber and steel card. It's not bad. It's not great. Lumiere, this is a very, very spicy card. I actually just saw this one just before filming the video. There's quite a lot of talk in the town about Lumiere, and Royal Tantrum, the card which discards or banishes all of your item and you draw a card for each, has some crazy synergy with Lumiere. It's evasive. That's pretty good. Now, I was working under the impression that this card that it also had Ward. I saw that online somewhere, but I must have misread it because it doesn't seem to be the case. But it does officially have my favorite ability name in Disney Lorcana, Sacre Bleu. When one of your items is banished, this character gets +1 lore this turn. Royal Tantrum. Does Royal Tantrum even work with this? Have I been baited? Because like Royal Tantrum is like a single instance, like everything gets removed at once. So that would be like whenever. I don't even know if Royal Tantrum works with this. Let me know in the comments. There's a rules question for you. Like if I was to banish an item and then banish another item, for sure, Lumiere would get +1 lore. But if I use Royal Tantrum and banish a ton of items at once, does it? Because it doesn't say for each item, it doesn't say every time you banish or for every item you banish, gain a lore. It says whenever one of your items is banished. Now, my intuition, and I have been wrong before, is that, and I really don't know on this one, but if I play Royal Tantrum, all my items get banished at once. And therefore, that would just be one instance, and you might only get +1 lore. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I actually don't know. I honestly don't know. I hope that I'm wrong, because that'll be really cool. 5 cost, evasive. It's got potential. I mean, if the Royal Tantrum works, there's some serious meme potential there, but it's probably not going to be the most competitive, but it could be very fun. And I love the art. Look at that. The fire and the water. It's almost like Elemental vibes, mate, which is obviously a Pixar film, but that is giving me some Elemental vibes with his goggles there. Very, very cool art. Blue and red. Happy days. That is a cool card. That is a very cool art. I'm sorry, I'm just really appreciating that one. I like it. Up next, we've got Queen of Hearts. And she's the Haughty Monarch. What the? Haughty? Is that a real word? 4 cost inkable. 2/3. Quest for 3. I already like this character. I don't want to read the rest. No, I do need to read the rest. Count off. While there are 5 or more characters with damage in play, this character gets +3? Huh? She can quest for 6? So suddenly there's payoff for this Ruby Emerald deck, which does the self-damage. There's quite a lot of Ruby Emerald Duel Link cards which have been printed now, which are trying to self-damage, but there just hasn't really been a payoff card which interests me. Well, suddenly there's now a card which quests for 6. And I like cards which quest for 6 a lot. I think she might be the only one in the game. I think that's the most questing power in the game. Obviously there's like some other things like Abu from the latest set. Is it Abu? It's not Abu. It's the elephant thingy-majigama-bobber. The elephant illusion could technically quest for more than... Actually, could it? Like, technically could, because the Queen of Hearts could quest for 6, and then the Abu could target and quest for 7. But basically, it's not Abu either. Basically, this is the most questing power we've ever seen on a card. But 5 or more characters with damage in play is a lot. She'll go wherever she pleases, no matter who she has to step on to get there. Very, very cool card. Big payoff for what I anticipate to be more of a fun deck. I don't think it's going to have the legs yet. Is this enough payoff? Probably not, but maybe. 6 is a lot of lore. You only need to quest 3 times and you're 2 away. But the thing is the card's not bad, even without the extra ability. Like, quest for 3. It's not great, but it's not completely terrible. It's a very, very cool card. We've got Yzma on Edge. 6 cost, uninkable, 3/6, and it quests for 2. It's also a super rare. Why do we even have that lever? Not sure that was the best Yzma, but there you go. When you play this character, if you have a card named Pull the Lever, in your discard, you may search your deck for a card named Wrong Lever, and reveal that card to all players. Put that card into your hand and shuffle the deck. Let me read that again. When you play this character, if you have a card named Pull the Lever in your discard, okay, you may search your deck for a card named Wrong Lever and reveal the card to all players. Put that card into your hand and shuffle your deck. So there's Pull the Lever, there's Wrong Lever, Pull Lever, Wrong Lever, however you want to say it. It's cool, it's fun, it's thematic. She's surviving the snake pit, but it's probably not great, but it maybe it's good. I don't think it is, but it's more of a thematic card, a fun card, a theme deck. I'm all for it. I will play a Pull the Lever deck because I love Yzma a lot. She's my queen. Go Tomago, Cutting Edge. Oh my goodness. Another Go. And it's... Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Oh my days, I'm excited. It's Sapphire Emerald. And it's a 3/3. And it costs 4. And it's evasive. And it quests for 2. 0 resistance. When you play this character, if you use Shift to play her, you may put chosen character into their play's ink while face down and exerted. What? Shift 4 costs 4. It's interesting. I'm not that interested in the shift part. But a 4 cost 3/3 evasive that quests for 2 in Emerald Sapphire. It is uninkable, and that is a big cost in this style of deck. But that is pretty good. The thing is the shift and the 0 resistance. I was really excited about this card. When I saw the stats, I saw the ability, I saw the color combo, and then I saw the ability. The ability is cool, don't get me wrong. But obviously you would rather a different ability on this card and it would be a lot better. It would probably be very overpowered. There's a reason it has this ability. It's like got good stats, but it's uninkable. It's almost good. It's almost good. For me, the uninkable dynamic of it is what puts me off. If there's a 1 cost Go Tomago, maybe. Maybe, but I don't know about that. It's a very cool card. Very cool design. But for me, the Floodborn builds of Emerald Sapphire are a bit too clunky still. I think until we have that 1 cost Hero Hamada, and then I might be on the hype train of them. But this one in Bend to My Will decks, like the uninkable slot is too precious to commit to this card. But it's a cool card nonetheless. I almost liked it for a second. I really started to believe there. The Atlantean Crystal. It's a sapphire item that costs 2. Shielding Light. You exert and spend 2 ink. So it's going to cost you 4 ink for the first activation. Chosen character gains resist 2 and support until the start of your next turn. It's just not good enough, is it? Resist 2 and support are good keywords, but it costs you 2 to do that. Even if you cheat out this item for free, it's still pretty expensive. If you're playing a heavy item build, there's maybe a world you could consider it. But yeah, I don't think so. Dump Truck. Carnage's second mate. Alright, guys. I don't know this guy. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know there was a character in Disney called Dump Truck. And if you told me that at the start of the day, I wouldn't have believed you. One cost uninkable, 0/1, and it quests for 1. Let me at him. When you play this character, you may... I'm sorry, I can't get over that. When you play this character, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. Say, let me do it, Mad Dog. It's my turn. This card's quite good, especially in like a Amethyst deck where you could bounce it back. Or even maybe like with the muses, probably not. But in an amethyst type, bouncing it back is a very good bounce target. That's a very cool card. Carnage is second mate. I mean, I don't even know who Carnage is, I'm not going to lie. I'm wanting to say that it... I don't know. There's a character in Disney Lorcana called Dump Truck now. That might be the most surprising thing of this set for me. I'm going to be honest. Napoleon, the clever bloodhound. I think that card's good though. 4 cost on Inkable, 3/6 quest for 1. Everyone knows that without rations, an operation will be a failure. And this is why I outrank you, Lafayette. Because I see the big picture. And that is a Lorcana text. What is going on in this art? Let me look on my other monitor because it's bigger over there. I can't quite work it out. They're looking out the window. We've seen like a lot of characters like looking out of the window or windows towards Jafar's island. But I don't really know what's going on in the background there, but I'm definitely curious. Mad Dog! Carnage's first mate. 4 cost Inkable and it's a 4/4 and it quests for 1. Are you sure this is safe, Captain? If you have a character named Don Carnage in play, you pay 1 ink less to play this character. Ah, it's Don Carnage. Okay, it all makes sense now. If you have a character named Don Carnage in play, you pay 1 ink less to play this character. He certainly isn't the brains of the operation, and he's certainly not the best card of the set. Yeah, so no from me. Even if it costs 3, it's not that good. 4/4, the quest for 1, it's just not that spectacular. It's not bad. It's like a good card if it does that, but would you put it in your deck if it just said 3 cost, 4/4, quest for 1? Probably not. And I don't think you're going to have a Don Carnage that comes down on turn 1 or 2 anytime soon. Genie, the Satisfied Dragon, hello, 3/4, costs 3, quest for 1, and it's evasive during your own turn. It's a bug catcher, mate. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. But probably 3 cost is a little bit too expensive for an ability like this. 2 cost is more the ballpark you want. Because if your opponent's got a Diablo, you can't clear it until turn 4. Feels a bit slow. And there's probably better cards. Helga Sinclair is somewhat similar, but she's uninkable and costs 2. And I think has Challenger. But I would, this is similar. Like you're paying 1 extra and it's inkable. That's a big difference. But it's not a bad card, but I'm not sure it's the best either. Steel probably has more ways of dealing with evasives with their removal, right? Druun, the Ravenous Plague. This one's from Raya the Last Dragon. It's 4 cost inkable, 1/5 stat line that quests for 1 with Challenger 4. They've always been here waiting for a moment of weakness to attack. Sisu. It's not a great card. Atitaya, the Fang General, also from the Ride of the Last Dragon. Guardian. 7 cost Inkable, 7/7, quest for 3, lots of 7. Spears of Fang, stand strong and tall. We are the last line of defense and we will not fall. It's actually a Lorcana own one. Good job on the Ravensburger team, whoever did that rhyme. I like that one. It's pretty expensive. It's a vanilla card. I mean, again, if you're playing sealed and you can get to 7, it's insanely good. 7's kind of expensive for sealed, though. It might be a bit too expensive even for that. If I saw this in sealed, I would probably try and still draft it, but I don't know. Maybe not. The Sultan, the Royal Apparition. It's a 5 cost, uninkable with a 5/5 stat line that quests for 2, and the ability is Vanish. Commanding Presence. Whenever one of your illusion characters quests, exert chosen opposing character. Whenever one of your illusion characters quests, exert chosen opposing character. That's a good card, isn't it? That is a very, very good card, actually. It is uninkable, but it's got very reasonable stats. And what I like about it is it just comes down onto the board and it has an instant impact. The problem with the Sultan is Elsa the Fifth Spirit, which is also a very good card, but it's in the same ink color, less restrictive, and it's inkable. So even if you're playing an illusion deck, would you rather this or would you rather Elsa? Probably you'd rather play Elsa. But it is also an illusion itself, and it does have Vanish. So it does include itself. So, it's pretty cool. And there's also like a card we saw earlier in the set, which is like, I think it's a Jafar, which is if you quest with the 5-cost uninkable Jafar, you can draw a card and discard a card, and if that card is an illusion, it gets played for free or something like that, or maybe it gets added back to your hand. I think it gets played for free, and that is a big payoff for that. That's a cool card. I like it. Geppetto, new Disney Lorcana character, and Geppetto has to be cool because Lauryn Hill mentions Geppetto in her only ever album that she released, and it's my favorite album of all time. Maybe it's up there. Skilled Craftsman, the 4/4, and it quests for 2. Actually, it might have been in a Fuji song that Lauryn Hill quoted Geppetto, but either way, one of my favorite artists quoted him, so they have to be cool. Seeking inspiration, whenever this character quests, you may choose and discard any number of item cards to gain 1 lore for each item card discarded this way. Choose and discard any number of items to gain 1 lore for each item discarded this way. See, the text here is different, right? Let's just compare the text of Geppetto to Lumiere. Geppetto says, for every item you discard, you gain a lore. This does not say for every item you banish, gain a lore. It says whenever one of your items is banished, it gets 1 lore. Slightly different. It's not for every item that you banish this turn, this character gains 1 lore, right? So I don't know that Royal Tantrum works with that. I'm still standing tall on my rules. I'm usually pretty good when it comes to rules, but maybe I'm wrong. Everything he carves is a work of art. Is this card good? Oh, you're discarding. You're actually discarding items. Interesting. You're not banishing them, you're discarding them. That's weird. The thing that's cool about Geppetto is you play him at 5 ink, you quest, you discard Lucky Dime and Porpsicle, or 2 dimes, or whatever it might be, and then you Tamatoa the following turn, you bring them back. So you kind of quest for 4 in the right setting. A card which quests for 4 that has a 4/4 start line and quest for 2 in Sapphire is pretty good. Kind of similar to Gantu in Steel, who's a 4/3 that just quests for 4. I'm not really sure there's huge advantage to being able to discard an item card. Still 1 card less in hand. I don't know. I don't think so. It's not bad. This card's very interesting. Arthur the Determined Squire. It's a 6/6 that quests for 3, but you skip your turn's next draw step. You skip your turn's draw step. So suddenly, Diablo has a counter. Oh my god. Just play Arthur. Arthur bounce. Okay, you can't bounce Arthur because he's limited to Sapphire Steel. Just play Arthur, and then another Arthur, and then another Arthur. Do you want to be all muscle and no brain? Says Merlin. Is this card good? Yes. I think so. That's a nutty. I like this card a lot in an aggro Sapphire Steel deck. Sign me up for 4 copies of Arthur Determined Squire, please, boss. I would like an Enchanted as well, please. I think that's a very good card. 6/6, quest for 3 on 4, and it's ink. I like it a lot. Also, if you have 2 Arthurs, you can't skip both of your draw steps. You can't skip your draw step twice. That's pretty cool. Gaston, the Arrogant Show-Off. It's a 4-cost inkable with a 4/4 stat line that quests for 1, break apart. When you play this character, you may banish one of your items to give another chosen character +2 strength this turn. Tell this magical stone you'll need it to keep up with me. Ooh, what is that magical stone then, Gaston? What is that magical stone then, Gaston? We need to get to the bottom of what's happening in the Reign of Jafar, looking through all the art. That should be a stream, right? Looking through all the Reign of Jafar. Lore. I don't think it's a very good card, though. Anita Radcliffe, the Dog Lover. She's a 3-cost. She's inkable. She's got a 3/3 stat line, but she does not quest for 3. Unfortunately, she quests for 1. I'll take care of you. When you play this character, you may give chosen puppy character resist 1 until the start of your next turn. I'd probably rather play Mickey Mouse, who is a 3/3 that quests for 2 and has no ability. So, it's not great. Magica De Spell Shadow Form. Oh, hello. 5-cost uninkable. 3/3 stat line. She's evasive and she quests for 2. Dance of Darkness. When you play this character, you may return one of your other characters to your hand to draw a card. It's not bad. It's not bad. 3/3 evasive. If there's like if we're in a meta which isn't heavy on evasives, maybe. The thing is that like Emerald and Amethyst struggles a little bit at times for board presence, and I'm not really sure that Magica is helping you in that department, right? It's an interesting card though. I'm trying to think of like the best use case for it, and I'm kind of struggling. Like obviously you could bounce back a crab, whatever it might be. It's kind of similar to like a fox that's evasive, right? It's actually very similar to like a fox that's evasive that draws you a card. Huh. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. It's an interesting one. Again, it's one of those kinds of cards, with it being uninkable, it's not a card you would play a ton of, but maybe like 1 or 2. The Jeweled Collar, it's a item in Emerald Sapphire. Welcome Extravagance. Whenever one of your characters is challenged, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. Arcadia created many wondrous things, but none as beautiful as this. Now, this is... Okay, you guys are going to be amazed. You think I don't know Disney? This is Marie the Cat. Look at that. I only know that's Marie the Cat, or at least I'm pretty sure it's Marie the Cat, because I have a hypothesis that the Marie card from the previous set was on the lap of Arcadia. And this is... And the flavor text of that Marie card was like, go get yourself another Illumineer. This one's mine. Arcadia's cat, Marie. There you go. Is the card good though? I think it's interesting. The thing is with a lot of Sapphire Emerald decks, you are the one that needs to do the challenging. They're not challenging you that much. Certainly not in the early game. So it's kind of like you can't really afford in most Emerald Sapphire decks to quest and force your opponent to challenge. Like they are just going to quest. They are not going to touch your stuff most of the time. And it's kind of not working with the play pattern of the decks that I've played. Having said that, if you're playing like a heavy Oswald build perhaps, because those have got potential, it's an extra item which is extra interesting. Like it is kind of insane. With the muses, with not so much coil, because coil's only working on, you know, this would synergize with coil during your opponent's turn, which is weird. How does the muses work with... No, it wouldn't even work with the muses. Why am I saying the muses? I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I don't think this card's that good. Why am I talking about the muses? What's wrong with me? Mr. Snoops, the Betrayed Partner. 3-cost Inkable, 3/3. Quest for 1. Double Crossing Crook. During your turn, whenever this character is banished, you may draw a card. It's not bad. It's only during your own turn. You can't do this to me, you swindler. We had a verbal agreement. That's a Lorcana only thing. I wonder who he made an agreement with. It's not a great card, though. Could be good in sealed. If it was just like when this character was banished, draw a card, it'll be a bit more appealing, right? It might actually be okay in like Ruby Steel. 3/3 replaces itself. I don't know. I kind of doubt it still. Because you're really forced to take a challenge, which takes it out. It's too linear. Toby Turtle, Wary Friend. It's a 2-cost Inkable with a 0/4 stat line, but when it's exerted, it gains resist 1. This place is scarier than Prince John's. Toby Turtle. It's a different kind of card, but it's not one I would personally play. Sir Pellinore, the Seasoned Knight. It's a 3-cost, 1/4 that's also inkable. Code of Honor. Whenever this character quests, your other character gains support this turn. Together, lads, we prevail. I mean, it's high potential. Support's very good, and there's like some all-in support decks, which are probably going to be more of a meme. But if you're playing an all-in support deck, Sir Pellinore is probably a pretty good addition. Down in New Orleans. This is an action song, and a character with cost 6 or less can sing it for free, of course. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character, item, or location with cost 6 or less and play it for free. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Ruby Sapphire players, rejoice! 6-cost Song in Sapphire is interesting. Robin Hood Sharpshooter, of course, could hit this. Look at the top 3 cards, and you can put either a character, item, or location into play. You can sing this with Half Shark. So even if someone is half, like, just leaving their Half Shark down on the board and you're leaving your characters ready, you might not think there's a big punish. Well, suddenly they're free to sing down in New Orleans and maybe even play another Half Shark. That's obviously the thing that everyone's going to think of. It is uninkable. It's not a card you would play 4 copies of, therefore, because uninkable slots are very precious in Ruby Sapphire. But would you play at least 1? I think you probably would play at least 1 in Ruby Sapphire, maybe even 2. I doubt you would play 3 because of the uninkable nature of it. And there's lots of good cards that are uninkable, but 2 of these in Ruby Sapphire sounds great. Could it be good elsewhere? Well, you can't sing it with Ariel, which is a bit unfortunate. There's not an abundance of Singer 6 cards which come to mind, although if there are, they'd be in Amber, but I don't think that there's that many. So for me, it's probably a Ruby Sapphire card, and I'm struggling to see anywhere else I'll play it. Oh, also, also Robin Hood Sharpshooter, which is also Ruby. So Ruby Sapphire with Robin Hood Sharpshooter, or more likely with Half Shark. Louis, the endearing alligator, or is it Lewis? I think it's Louis. 3-cost inkable, 4/3, good stats, but it enters play exerted, and when you play this character, choose an opposing character gains reckless during the next turn. That's a good card. That is a very reasonable card. It's got good stats. It's got it's got 1 good ability and 1 bad ability. But they kind of synergize together, right? Like, if you have nothing exerted and you give something reckless, they just sit there. But you will have something exerted. So the Sensitive Soul, while usually that is a big downside on cards, like, it is a potential upside with this, right? It's interesting. I quite like the card. I don't know that it's spectacular, but I still quite like it. Everybody's got a weakness. It's an action in Amethyst, and it's inkable. It's a good start, I would say. Move 1 damage counter from each damage character you have in play to chosen opposing character. Draw a card for each damage counter move this way. Robin Hood Sharpshooter, synergy, maybe, sure. Obviously, Ruby Amethyst has like a lot of self-damage stuff as well. So maybe you could build a action-heavy Ruby Amethyst Robin Hood Sharpshooter deck with this. If you're not playing Robin Hood Sharpshooter, it's just too expensive. Like, you can't afford to play 4 ink for this as your best case. This card will be good, though, potentially in a Ruby Amethyst dual link card with lots of self-wound and lots of actions. That, honestly, is a pretty cool card to experiment with. And it does actually make me excited to try and play a Ruby Amethyst self-wound deck with Robin Hood Sharpshooter, who is the most mentioned card of this set so far for me. Evasive Tink. She's the Insistent Fairy. She's a 1/1 evasive. Not the first 1/1 evasive that costs 2, I believe, of this set. There was another, I can't remember what it was. It was like Jiminy Cricket, maybe. But pay attention. Whenever you play a character with 5 strength or more, you may exert them to gain 2 lore. Whenever you play a character with 5 strength or more, you may exert them to gain 2 lore. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Gustav the Giant. Oh, yes. You play Tink on 2, Gustav on 3. Bam. Miss Bianca, because this is an ally, on 4. Damn, that's a cool card. I like it. Sort of comparable to a Flynn Rider. That's a very cool card. Ruby Steel players rejoice. Maybe even 3-cost Sisu could work, right? But yeah, Gustav the Giant and Miss Bianca, Maui, are obviously the ones that come to mind. And a big shout out to my friends that were at the Stockholm Open. We were at the hotel, and there was a gentleman that just kept telling us to pay attention. Pay attention. Nathaniel Flint, the notorious pirate. The person that told us to pay attention was a random person, by the way, so they were nice enough. They just kept saying pay attention. That's all they really said. 2-cost Tinkerbell, Notorious Pirate, 3/3, Quest for 2, Storyborn, Villain, Alien, Pirate, Captain, Predatory Instinct. You can't play this character unless an opposing character is damaged this turn. I think this is Nathaniel Flint from Treasure Planet, who is like the guy, it was his treasure, I think. Flint's secret trove was never found, but stories have persisted that it remains hidden. Narrator. There you go. Look at me go, I'm on fire. It's like Smee that doesn't damage itself, but you can't play it unless something was damaged this turn. It's a pretty good card. It's a pretty damn good card. It's actually a really good card. It's a really good card. if you compare any card in the game that costs 2 to Smee, it will look like a worse version of Smee. Being a worse version of Smee is a good thing. Smee is overtuned and overstatted, and I very much doubt it's rotated out and never to be seen again after this set, because it's overpowered, in my opinion. Very good card. We'll see play, especially when Smee's gone. Bill the Lizard, the Chimney Sweep. It's a 1-cost inkable with a 1/2 stat line, which is not a stat line I like. While another character is in play and has damage, this character gains evasive. It's like a Pegasus, but worse, right? Like, I'd rather just play Pegasus. We need a Lizard with a Lizard. White Rabbit. A Lizard? I don't know what that means. Sorry. Wreck-It Ralph. All right, we need to change the last ones are all bigger, so bear with me here. Look at this production value. You just can't teach that. That was actually smooth as butter. Wreck-It Ralph, the Big Lug. It's a big lug indeed, because it costs 7 and it's uninkable, and it's a ruby amber racer. Is this the racer payoff we've been waiting for? Please, Ravensburger, be the racer payoff we've been waiting for. 7/5 costs a quest for 1. Back on track. When you play this character, and whenever he quests, you may return a racer character card with cost 6 or less from your discard to your hand. If you do, gain 1 lore. So you know, I said, is this the racer payoff we've been waiting for? The answer is a resounding, unequivocal no. Unfortunately. But it is a big old lug. It is a cool art. And big shout out to Xavi Salas, my friend, who has done this one. Friend of the channel. I actually saw them briefly and had a little chat with them the other day. Yeah. Not a great card though, sadly. But it's a big old lug. It's got a good name. I'll tell you that. It's got one of the best names in Lorcana. Not quite as good as the what was it earlier? That one earlier. 3-cost inkable television set. It's an item. Is it on yet? You exert it, you pay 1, and you look at the top card of your deck. If it's a puppy character card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. I need to read that again. You look at the top card. If it's a puppy, you can put it into your hand. No. It's too expensive. Way too expensive. You're paying 4 to draw a puppy, maybe? Thunderbolt Show was one thing all the puppies could agree on. All the puppies can agree that this is a bad card. Sorry, puppies. I like the puppies. I don't like this. Like, if you're playing a puppy deck, you need to be quick, surely. Puppy deck is going to have to be aggro, and this is the opposite of aggro. This is... trying to think of a good joke. I don't have one. Cool. Wreck-It Ralph, the backseat driver. It's a storyboard. It's a hero. It is a racer, and it's got a 4/2 stat line. Charged up. When you play this character, chosen racer character gets +4 strength this turn. That's a very good card. Why do we not have more racers like this? Most of the racers are a little bit lackluster, but this is a good one. This is a good one. Let's Burn Rubber Kid. I think I said that already. That's a great card, isn't it? That's a very, very good card. Prince Achmed, the rival suitor. It's a 2-cost inkable with a 2/2 stat line that quests for 1. Unwelcome proposal. When you play this character, you may exert chosen princess character. Talk about overdressed and self-absorbed. Jasmine. It's almost good. It's almost good. I mean, it's a very, very powerful card if it triggers the ability. But are you going to trigger the ability? How often? How many princesses are there in Disney Lorcana? I don't know the answer to that. There's definitely a lot. How many see competitive play? I also don't know the answer to that. But Steel, being able to exert a character in a Ruby Steel deck, damn, this could be good if there's enough princesses. Like, even just exerting a Rapunzel, if you're playing like Mushu and Calhoun's, that has a lot of lore. It's a very cool card. I like it a lot. Am I going to play it? I doubt it. Go Tomago. Oh, okay. Another shift target for the other one. It's a 2-cost. Again, a shame in a Ruby, in an Emerald and Sapphire deck, in any Sapphire deck really. 2-cost. If it's not ramping, I don't like it that much. When you play a Floodborn character on this card, you may put the top card of your deck into your ink or face down and exert it. Check it out. This ink offers so many possibilities. Yeah, it's really poor, I think, unfortunately. Really, really poor. The other Go-Go is a 4-cost shift. If it was a 3-cost shift, we could be cooking. Unfortunately, you play this on 2, you do nothing, you twiddle your thumbs, and then you shift it, and you've spent 2 turns to have a 3/3 evasive that quests for 2. Okay, I think you've ramped twice. Have you ramped twice? When you play this character, if you shift a player. Okay, you do ramp twice. So, I don't know. It's not as terrible as I'm saying. You play this on 2, you twiddle your thumbs on 3, and then you shift this on 4, and then suddenly you're at 6 ink, and then you're at 7 the next. I mean, it's kind of good, but it's just not, like, it's good when it happens, but is it going to happen often? No. And if this gets removed, then you just kind of lost the game, because you didn't ramp on 2 as a Sapphire player. Finally, the last card of the set for us to look at is He Who Steals and Runs Away. It's an action which banishes a chosen item and draws a card. Lives to steal another day. There's a lot of item removal in Emerald. It looks like item removal is now an Emerald thing and not a Steel thing. And I, for one, am all for it. Well, that is all we have time for. Well, we've got more time, but we've got no more cards to review. A big thank you to the channel sponsor, Card Market. It's a great place to buy singles online. A big thank you to all the wonderful artists, all the wonderful game designers, and all the wonderful creators doing reveals for this set. I'm really excited for it. I think it looks like a fun one. I'm not really sure we've got that many insane cards, but there's definitely a lot of good cards, and it's been a whirlwind. We need to do like a full set review. We need to take a peek at the legendaries and the enchanteds. We still have the enchanteds not fully released on this one, so I'm excited to see those. Excited to see what the starter decks might have in store for us as well. But yeah, that's it. The reveal season, just like that, it's over. I wish it lasted longer. I really do. I really, really think that these reveal seasons need to go on for twice as long. It's too much to process, mate. It's a whirlwind. Maybe that's by design, I don't know. Whirlwind is good. A long drawn out, like I think a very quick reveal season is better than a very long one. But this is like still too quick, in my opinion. You know, a few extra days, I think would feel good. But thanks for watching. See you soon for some streams.